My greetings to everyone. Today, I, Saga Singh of class 7, is here to speak on the very serious topic unemployed youth. Unemployment is a very serious issue, not only in India but in the whole world. There are hundreds and thousands of people who do not have employment. Due to growing population, the problem of unemployment is increasing. Moreover, if we neglect this problem, then it will be going to become the reason for the doom of the nation. The fortunate one are those who have a permanent job that assures lifetime security. Such situations are less in numbers, and overpopulation has increased the tragedy of employees landing in unsecured positions. The unsecured ones are large in number as compared to the secured ones. The unemployment rate have consequently peaked majorly because of instant termination of employees from the unsecured companies. In a country like India, there is a much reason for a large section of population for being unemployed. Some of these factors are population growth, slow economic growth, seasonal occupation, slow growth of economic sector and fall in the cottage industry. These are some of the major reasons of unemployment in India. We can say that the problem of unemployment in India has reached a critical stage, but now the government and the local authorities have taken the problem seriously and working on it to reduce unemployment, also to completely solve the issue of unemployment. At last, I would like to conclude with a quote: the longer our graduation line are today, the shorter our unemployment lines will be tomorrow. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Aditya Raj Singh from class 9 and today I'll be sharing the preventive measure to reduce unemployment in India. So let's begin. The first one is good education and real life training. The young youth must have a good knowledge and proper education, and they also must have a goal for their future. When they have proper education and good knowledge, their chances of being unemployed is decreased with a very good rate. Also, when they have good marks on their mark sheet and have good degrees, the private companies will not think twice to hire them. Next is real life training or experience. The young children and teenagers have to be very versatile and flexible in terms of studies, sports, music, dance, etc. They have to be multiple tasking. They need to have multiple talents and habits in order to become successful, and if they have multiple talents and habits, their scope of being successful enlarges. Second is reducing disguised laboring and child labor from the nation. Disguised laboring occurs when part of labor force either left the job without operating or operates redundantly. So in this case, the productivity of workforce and giving wages decreases. For example, in a farm, there is a work which requires 5 people to complete that, and 5 people are sufficient for that work, but 10 people are doing the same work. So in this case, the workforce will increase, but the amount of giving wages will decrease. Consider that the amount is 10,000 rupees. When 10 people are doing the work, then 1,000 will be distributed to each person, and when 5 people are doing that work, then 2,000 rupees will be distributed to each person. That you understand, the gap is of 1,000 rupees. This is called disguised laboring. Second is reducing child laboring from the nation. When we reduce child labor from the nation, so we can replace the unemployed youth by the labored child. So by this we can strike two problems with one solution. For example, there's a factory and the supervisor of the factory is getting the job done by the children, thinking that they take less salary. And if we remove the child labor, the labored child from that factory, and replaces them with the unemployed youth, so we are giving first the employment to the youth, and also we're reducing child laboring. So by this note, I'm concluding my talk. Thank you very much and have a very nice day.
My name is Shivani Duvedi, studying in class 11, standing in the front of you to deliver a speech on the topic shortage of scientists. As we all know that science exists in everywhere in this existing world, but not everyone can see it. The one who explore, observe, experiment is known as scientist. Scientists are a great individual and they introduce new things. Scientists play a very crucial role in the development of a country as well as the world at whole. But the problem arises when very few people aim to become scientists. To become a scientist, one has to go through many exams, and it also requires almost 20 to 30 years to become a great scientist. It is a big spell of life. That is why people often refuse to become scientists. In today's world, most of us think of high payment, but the work of scientist is a kind of work which doesn't require such type of thinking. The job of scientists require high order and practical thinking, and people are not interested in practical performance, rather they believe in theory. These are the reasons why we are facing the lack of scientists, but scientists give us the solution of all the problem. For example, corona vaccine is given by scientists only. Some of the major steps to increase the number of scientists are: school must focus on the practical experiment. Government should open certain centers where students interested in science should be admitted to improve their mental ability. Every student needs to understand the importance of science, especially in today's world. One can become nuclear scientist and can help in production of electricity through radioactive element. Every science opting student must participate in making object which will enhance practical thinking.
My greetings to all of you. I am Bhumi Singh of class 11 and I am here to speak on topic farmer suicide. As we all know that India is an agricultural country and farmers play a major part in our life as they feed us all. But unfortunately, we can hear a lot many cases of farmer suicides. Farmer suicide has become a major and serious issue in India. There are a lot many reasons which makes farmers worry and tensed. And when no option left with them, they commit suicide. One of the major reason is droughts. When crops didn't receive sufficient amount of rainfall, then they do not yield much produce. And then in return, farmers bear a great loss as their whole money get wasted and they go into debt. We can notice that the areas which have droughts have higher cases of farmer suicide. Similarly, floods are also dangerous as droughts. The crops of the farmers erode away and they do not get any product from those crops. The high debt which the farmers have to pay for the land is another major reason. As they take heavy loans for growing crops and fail to do so, they kill themselves as they do not have money to pay their debt back. Fulfillment of family's requirement is also a factor. They fail to meet the daily requirement and thus commit suicide because of this failure. Farmer suicides can be prevented by collective effort. To save our farmers and to reduce the farmer suicide, we have to take some steps. Some of the solutions are as follows. Government must set up exclusive agricultural zones that allow specifically agricultural activities. The irrigation facilities for the crops must be enhanced. In addition, there must also be genuine crop insurance policies that cover the loss of these farmers so they don't go into debt. The one who give loan to farmers should not pay a high rate of interest. The government must also ensure they learn new skills which will help them to get additional income into the family. This way, they won't be fully dependent on agriculture and will have a backup with them. The government must also ensure that the certain centers where farmers are taught about modern techniques related to farming should be opened. It will help in enhancing the production of crops. I would like to conclude by saying that farmers don't just work till the sun goes down, they work till the job gets done. Thank you.
A warm good morning to all of you. This is Kashish Vishwakarma of class 12th Commerce and I am here to speak on the topic eve teasing. Eve teasing is a common problem in India nowadays. This is a problem related to delinquency in youth. It is a form of sexual aggregation. Eve teasing refers to the temperate nature of Eve planning responsibility on the woman as a tease sexual harassment by strangers. As with any type of harassment has been a notoriously difficult crime to prove, even though Eve teasing actually occurs in public place, its streets and public transport. The structure of Indian society has always been male dominated, but in modern era women try to break the century of dominated areas. Though we have grown by leaps and bounds, yet the most basic structure of society is showing to no sign of improvement. A thorough look at the newspaper daily shows you many incidents against women. Eve teasing is a huge issue in many metaphor cities in India. A large percentage of Indian women, have faced or are facing these menace, whether it is a public place or shopping malls or multiplexes. Women find themselves unnearable to the threat of Eve teasing everywhere. Eve teasing is complex problem and it requires more attention than what it has actually got. Every man needs to be aware to how to treat a woman. Eve teasing in India has to do with women empowerment and education. What's the point of education if the people are not even willing to respect women? The traditional mindset of women that they provoke male by wearing scanty clothes. This was such a lap issue. On the positive note, there are the plenty of NGOs in India who are working for the case of women improvement. They are teaching women how to deal with difficulties, how to fight back against the harassment at workplace. Eve teasing must be stopped. Women deserve respect. Men and women are equal. Over lack of consequences has lead to be loss of many lives. But they do not want to hear any more lives to stay good by this world. Women have the right to live freely in the world.